today I'm going to show you how to compile your Python code into an exe application so that you can run your code on any computer that is a Windows machine. Okay? So the first thing that you need to do is you need to install Python. So I already have it installed, but I'll still show you how to do it. So you're going to go python.org, okay? And inside of here, you're going to go into Downloads and download the latest version for Windows. And you're going to download Python 3.4.3 or whatever version is here, okay? You're going to want to keep track of that version. So just make sure you remember that. And the other thing that we need for this, you need to install on this. So after you download it, you need to open up your downloads folder. And it'll be right here, and you double click on it to run it, okay? And then, so once you're done with that, after you've installed and everything, you need to install cx_freeze, because this is basically the program you use to install or to compile your code, okay? So you're going to click on the first link here, and you'll come to this page. The first link is cx_freeze.sourceforge.net. Make sure you click on that one. Download/install, you're going to download directly from PyPy. Okay? So right here, and remember that Python version that I told you to keep track of? Right here is the version that I installed, okay? 3.4, and then it said 0.3, but this just says 3.4, so anything after 3.4 this will support. So you're going to download that, and you're going to once again open up your downloads folder, double click on it and run it and install it, okay? Now once you have both of those guys installed, what you basically need to do is you need to have all your contents here, okay? These are going to be all your contents that you're going to compile. Now what you need to do is you need to go into your Google Chrome again, and you need to go to iconfinder.com. You can also go to icons.com, and you can create your own from there. Okay? But right now I'm just going to use one that someone made. So I'll just do paint and see what comes up here. So these are all premiums. So we're just going to scroll down until we find this. I am going to use this one. Now you have to have this, okay? You have to get an ICO, Windows Icon. Do not get a PNG or anything else. It must be an ICO, okay? So you click on that, and it's going to download. So now, once you have that downloaded, you're gonna create a new folder, and you're gonna put all your Python items inside of there, and then you're gonna open up your downloads folder again. We're gonna name this let's name it icon.ico. Move it over, and it'll be in there. So there's our first part. Now what we need to do is we need to create our setup.py. So you're going to hit start. My start menu looks a little bit different than probably some of you guys's because I'm on Windows 8, but this will work on Windows 7, Windows Vista, Windows XP, anything. You just type in I take that back. Windows XP won't just let you type it in. You'll have to search for it on Windows XP. But anyways, you're going to go into here and you're going to type in idle. Okay, you're going to run idle. And it'll load up. Inside of here, you're going to create a new file. And we're just going to save this inside of our desktop, inside of my app folder, and we're just going to save it as setup, okay? Save. Now, inside of here, it has created our file there. And what we need to do is in Schoology, okay? Miss Young gave you a whole bunch of code, and it should look similar to this. This code here is very important, and you must need it. If you can't find it in Schoology, you can just pause the video and copy it down. It's a lot of stuff to copy down. I had to copy it down. But anyway, if you go into right here, this is what you want your thing to be named. So I'm just going to name mine ArtApp. This is going to be your main Python file. So right here is my artapp.py, okay? So I'm going to put that in there. Now we need to have our icon, and our icon will be icon.ico. And then include files. So these are the files that you're going to use inside of your file. So what you need to do is if you have one, then you just include one, okay? But if there's multiple here, you separate them out with a comma, and then you add in the new one, and then you separate them out with a comma again, and then you do it so on until you are done adding in all your images. You may have more, you may have less. It doesn't really matter. Okay? And then your name, this will be just like the author's name. And the description of the app. And down here is all the stuff that, do not mess with the setup down here. Okay? That is what builds up our program. So you're not going to want to mess with that because otherwise the only thing that you can mess around with is the version. Okay? So like you can make it, I'm going to make it 1.0. Okay? Because it's going to be the first version of my art app. Okay? And sorry, the doorbell was my brother coming in. So anyway, yeah, I got my version down to 1.0. And that's pretty much it. So you're going to save this. Oh yeah, and by the way, you can get this from Schoology. I forgot to include that. It's going to be inside of setting it up, inside the folder setting up for Windows, or for PC, not Windows, PC. Inside that folder, inside of your folder, and there you go. So there's a setup.py code there. You can change this and customize it however you want. Just don't mess with this down here. Or the variables. Okay? So now you're going to close out of that. And you got your setup.py. Now our next part is going to be a little bit different. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold down Shift and right click. And it will open up a different menu from what you do from just regular right click. So you're going to hold down Shift and right click and click on Open Command Window here. If for some reason that does not work, you're going to want to open this up, open Start and then CMD, and it'll open up this command prompt like this. And you're going to type in CD space and then drag that in there and then hit enter. It'll do the same exact thing. Okay? Now what you're going to do is you're going to do PUI and then set up.py and then build. Okay? Now it's going to begin the build of our program. So as you can see, it's importing all those modules and also compiling the code. So looks like it's done. It may take longer for you guys, may take shorter, doesn't matter, okay? So now it's going to be in here, and check this out. You ready? Oh boy. Okay, so it looks like I customized my art app, and I think it's confused on the opening up the command prompt. So like on Windows, if you double click on this, it opens up the command prompt, okay? And I have an input where I can select whatever I want and open it up as the background. But I think you have to compile it a little bit differently in order for that to open up inside the command prompt. So yeah, I'm gonna delete this real quick and I will be right back once I fix the code. Okay, so I fixed the problem again, so I'm gonna open up this thing here. Now I'm gonna type in pi setup dot pi and then build. Okay, it's gonna run it again. Okay, done. Exit. Okay, now it's inside of here, and watch this. Boom. Look at that, it's running, and you do not need Python for this. Okay, and look at that, it's also the icon. Now, the next part, you can bypass this part. It's just, I find it kind of annoying that if you just take this out and you try to run it does not get it can't access these files. But on the Mac, it gives you one file, you double click on it, and it runs perfectly fine. So basically what we're going to do is we are going to we're going to install a program called WinRAR. You've probably heard of it. It's very popular. It's a tool for extracting items and other stuff, okay? So we're going to go into here and we're going to type in WinRAR download, okay? And it'll come up. Make sure you click on this because all these other things from like RAR lab and all that stuff, they could be viruses. So like Softonic, that's probably not safe. Just make sure you go from winrar.com, okay? Open it up, it'll bring you to a page like this, okay? Now it says click here for 64-bit version. You probably don't know what version of what architecture your computer is running off of. Okay, so you're gonna open up this again. You're gonna right click on this computer, this PC computer, whatever it is. Right click on it and click on properties. It'll open up all this stuff here, and this is basically information about your computer. So down here, it'll give you the processors and stuff, but right here on system type, it'll say 64-bit processor or operating system, and so that's mine. I'm a 64-bit. If it says 32 or 86-bit operating system, you're going to click on this guy, okay? So now, when you have that downloaded, you're going to open up your downloads folder, and you're going to double click on it and install it, and run it, or whatever, okay? So now you got WinRAR installed. So now, what we need to do is we're going to open up our app folder again, and we're going to open it up, just like we're going to highlight everything. And then we're going to right click it and click on add to archive. Okay? Archive name. We're going to name it my art app. Okay? And then we're going to name it, we're going to go into, we're going to click on create SFX archive, and then we're going to click on advanced. Okay? And then we're going to click on SFX options. Inside of here, we're going to type in %temp%. So this will put it inside the path of your temp, okay? Which is basically this. Alright, and then you're going to go into the update tab, and you're going to click on overwrite all files. Okay? And then after you go into there, you're going to go into your modes tab and click on hide all. And then after that, you're going to go into text and icon tab. You're going to set your logo of your file. So you're going to browse to your desktop here. Wait 1 second. Come on. Desktop. App. And, oh wait, this is a BMP. So you don't really need to mess with this. That's just the logo from the file. What you need to do is you need to browse for the icon. Okay? So you're going to click on, we're going to go straight into our desktop. And /app. Okay. Icon.ico. There we go. Open. There you go. Title of the window. I'm not going to mess with that right now. Now we are going to go into the setup tab. And inside of here, we're going to type in our main exe file. Alright? So our main exe file is the artapp.exe right here, okay? So we're going to go into run after extraction, and then we're going to call it my artapp.exe, okay? And it will be started after the full extraction, so we don't need to really mess with anything else. And we're going to click on OK. And OK. So now it's going to open up their extraction thing here. And this will take a little while, so I'm going to pause it. Okay, so now it's done extracting. Okay? So now you get presented with this file. So now we're going to double click on it. Now we're going to wait a few moments because it's still basically trying to extract it and stuff. And now, boom, check that out. We have our art app full and running just fine. We're going to close out of that, and you can rename this to my art app, not .sfx, but you can just remove the .fsx. And, oh, wait. No, wait. So we're going to move this out to your desktop, and then we'll just delete the SFX so that it just looks better that way. You can run it again, and it'll come up. So since we have it basically compressed inside this little one, it'll take a little bit longer for it to open up the file, but still now all you have is just that one exe file, and it works just fine. So thank you for watching, and see you later.